telling us this amazing story with people singing and dancing.
Oh yeah? Dad? What are you telling them this time?
The story of the last 47 days of Jesus' life on earth.
Oh, you say the meeting is on Saturday? That's the day before Easter.
Yeah, so?
I gotta spend time with my family.
Don't you realize this is for your family?
Where's Joseph?
Oh, he's on a work call.
This late? You're making the same mistakes that I made. It's painful to watch.
I have to make a choice for my family.
I want my partner back. I want my family to be whole.
If you ever feel stuck or lost, God is still at work in our lives. I have faith things will be okay.
It's life, Joseph. You might miss it if you don't open your eyes.
Well, Yoshi and Katherine, what a treat to get some time with both of you. How are you?
Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
It is so fun to see. We're going to start with The Chosen because that is where I know people have seen you and loved you. And it's so interesting to see y'all working together on another project that takes us back to the biblical days, but still just a little different. So let's start there because it is so nice to see the two of y'all working together. How did that come about when you first found out, like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we got this. We can do this together.
Well, do you want to
tell her the story? Tell her the story.
We have this fun story where we both just organically came to the job. I think we probably just both had auditions and, our agents sent us the stuff. And so we did it. And then when we got to set, there was one day we were both getting our hair and makeup done. And Yoshi, like at some point in the conversation, Chosen came up and Yoshi was like, wait, you were on The Chosen? The funny thing is, like, we both worked on season 3, but neither of us worked in nearly the same scenes. So it's just, productions are huge. And it's just a nice reminder that, like, you can work on the same project with someone and never meet. And so we were just grateful to be able to meet on this project.
When I was out at the teal carpet for the premiere of The Chosen, that I heard that a lot of people not, they were excited to finally meet each other.
Right? Yeah.
But I bring that up, Yoshi, because you were missed. So I just wanted to say that you are still loved by the fans. And again, it's so good to see you. And again, still be part of this faith-based community that's telling stories about Jesus. So tell me a little bit more, of course, of what you can about what that process kind of looked for you.
Yeah, it's I obviously miss everyone. I miss the fam. I miss the fans. And but my path has led me elsewhere. But yeah, if you asked me, at the beginning of my career, if I was gonna be in the religious and faith-based industry, I would have told you that's crazy. But that's just where I am, and blessings to The Chosen for giving me the opportunity they gave me and kind of put me on this path. And we'll see if I continue to do projects in this arena. I'm open to it. But yeah, we went from Chosen to I did a TBN special where I actually played Jesus, and now we're doing this great family quirky film where we're telling a story about a modern day family with a modern day situation and sort of tying it back into the story of the last 47 days of Jesus's life on earth, and kind of showing how some of these themes of forgiveness and fear versus faith are sort of like timeless archetypes, and we're sort of tying the family's drama into the drama that surrounds Christ.
You brought up the word family twice now, and that's kind of what I wanted to start with. I've seen it. I got a chance to see the movie before we chatted, and that was my biggest takeaway is this is so perfect, number one, timing for Easter. And I was so impressed to have a gospel story the way that this movie lays out. Even the crucifixion scene is still family friendly, kid friendly, because these are tough subjects when you're telling the story of Jesus and what happens. Even Judas and what happens to him. I thought everything was so tastefully done. And then to merge it into such a modern story of busyness. And as a mom of 3 kids myself, I totally get in this storyline of how we're all so busy and we can't lose sight of what the big picture is.
Yeah, I think our film's unique in that sense, like you touched on, like we're sort of we've created something that gives families and children an opportunity to sort of relearn the Easter story from a gentle, sort of point of view. Like maybe some shows like The Chosen are might be a little too intellectual, or maybe a child hasn't yet reached part of their development where they can like read the Bible for themselves. So through music and dance, we sort of tell the story in a unique way. And then, like you said, if your children are now going to be learning the Easter story for the first time in the theaters, well, the parents still have something to learn too, just like you did. Like it's like going to be something that's very relatable to many people. This balance between work life and family life, and how sometimes in this crazy capitalistic structure where we're all trying to survive and advance and provide for our families, it's not so obvious where that line is, where you don't give in to the opportunity to rather spend that day with your family, who you never know how much more time you have with them.
And Yoshi, I loved your character in this movie because you really drive home the point. Like you're working so much, you're being so busy for the betterment of your family, but it's still at the cost of your family as well. And like you said, it's a blurry line that I think so many families and parents are going to be able, to relate to.
Yeah, and he tricks himself into thinking he's doing it for them, but I think there's a kernel of selfishness that he's discovering is at the base of his motivations and intentions. And it's one of those things where like it's an honest mistake he makes, and the family gives him an opportunity to redeem himself, and through the telling of the Easter story, it's going to be a spring to the winter that this family is currently in, and it's going to be an opportunity for him to stumble back onto the path of faith.
Katherine, let's get to music for a minute because number one, I don't think I realized when I first saw the trailer how much music is in this, which is
Yes.
beautiful. And then I saw you post not too long, Katherine, of you singing, and you have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
So you don't sing in this movie, not that I remember,
No,
but I wonder
not
if
in this
there's more
one.
projects to come. You'll be able to
Thank
to
you.
show that talent as well.
I hope so too. That'd be great. But yes, I do music, and you can see that on all my social media. I also, in real life, I'm a worship leader, so
Oh,
it's
I
just
didn't
really
know that. Tell me more about that.
yeah, it's been a cool season. I got to start at one of my main churches out in California, and I have just been visiting other ministries throughout. And I'm working right now actually with a very Christian heavy writing group, and so we are coming up with some new tunes that hopefully we can share with the world very soon.
So I guess I'll both let you answer this.
Oh,
What is it that you hope? I mean, obviously, the Easter story has been told numerous, countless times. But when you both agreed to take on this project, what was the hope? What were you kind of thinking when you said, yes, I want to be a part of this Easter telling?
I found the script really encouraging. I just remember reading it and feeling like there are so many scripts that have a story of a family in strife or struggle where they just sort of give in to that, whether it's depression or anxiety or whatever it is, they just give in to the problem. And I felt like this script actively sought ways to solve the problem. And I thought it was such a beautiful, encouraging methodology of storytelling where you could share that with your children. And throughout the story, it's like we all know the gospel. We've heard the gospel a million times, and it deeply starts to affect us as we go through the journey with this family. So I just thought it was a beautiful way to share that story and blend modern versus the original time in which it happened.
yeah, I second that. I also, for me, the character itself was interesting because, well, first of all, it was it's been years since I've played a modern day man, so that was refreshing. But the ambiguity of sacrifice was a fun line to sort of toe, acting wise, and then also the opportunity to tell this Easter story, but sort of focus on the seasonal aspect of it, of how we all go through seasons. And there's going to be seasons that are considered winter seasons where things are dying and burning away, and the Easter story is this spring story of an opportunity for rebirth, and where the opportunity to tell that story through a family drama where this relationship might be dying and parts, the father might be actually dying. But with death comes an opportunity for something fresh and new. So there's a wildfire going through, and now we have to seize the opportunity to take advantage of that and let the dead parts of us fall away so that the fresh new parts of us that need to persist can have an opportunity to grow. And so I think that our film does a great job of showcasing that very thing.
I think so too. Amen. That was like, were you a poet as well? That was like absolutely beautiful. I love
Yoshi
that.
goes deep, you guys. He's so deep.
I know so far during this press tour, I keep like catching myself going like, what am I, Jordan Peterson? Like, relax. Just have some fun, dude. You don't have to be so deep all the time.
So that's
Very
wonderful.
analytical.
No, keep going. Keep going. Well, thank you both so much for spending some time with me. And I can't wait to tell people about this film, to check it out. Again, it's the perfect family-friendly Easter movie. So it clearly spells out the gospel. So it's very easy for us to get behind it 100%. So thank you both so much. Enjoy this busy season as well. I know you guys have a lot on your plate right now, but enjoy it.
Thanks so much, Carly. It was great to see you again after all this time. And thank you, everybody, for the support. Go see 47 Days, March 11th.